How's it going, everybody? LucianDev here, bringing you another tutorial video. Today's video, we're going to be going over how to set up your own Unturned server on Linux. So in order to get started, we need to SSH into our server. I'm going to do that right now. Now, typically what we want to do when we first boot up a server is we want to make sure that everything is up to date on it. So in order to do that, we're going to do sudo apt-update and sudo apt-upgrade. We're going to do -y and then hit enter. Then we're going to do our sudo password. And we're going to let that take its course. Alright, now that that's taken care of, the next thing we want to do is install SteamCMD along with all the dependencies needed for SteamCMD. So I'm going to copy and paste the line of code in here. For you to copy and paste it as well, I will have the code down in the description. Alright, when this comes up, we're going to simply hit tab and hit OK. Then we're going to hit I agree and let that finish. Alright, now that that is done, what I'm going to do is make a directory for Unturned. So we'll do mkdir, then we'll do Unturned, and then hit enter. Then if we cd into that new directory and do pwd, remember this path, well your path, not mine particularly, but remember your path here because we will need it in just a second. Let's go ahead and launch SteamCMD. So we're going to do SteamCMD, then hit enter, and that will initialize SteamCMD. Okay, now that that is done, we're going to force_install_directory. And then the location we just printed out, so that was home/solution/unturned. For me, for you, would be whatever your path is. We're going to go ahead and hit enter. Then we're going to log in anonymous. Hit enter. And then we're going to do app_update 1110390. Then validate, and then enter. And that will go ahead and install the files. This will vary depending on your internet connection, so just wait for it to finish. Alright, well, when I recorded this the first time, I forgot to unmute my microphone. Once the game is done downloading, you're going to type in exit. And if we do ls, you'll see all of our server files here. So what we need to do now is generate some of our config files, like the commands.dat file and owners file. So we're going to go ahead and run this helper server to sh. But before we do that, I'm going to do a screen-s, capital S. I'll just call it server. And then I'll go ahead and run server helper now and let the server boot up to generate all the config files for us. Okay, so now that we are here, the server is booted up to where we can get our config files. So we'll just type in shutdown. I know the S is cut off, but don't worry, it is there. Just hit enter, and that will go ahead and shut down our server. So now, if we look at our folders here, you'll see we have servers. We're going to need to go into that. So we're going to do cd servers, do another ls. We got default, so we'll cd into that. Do another ls. Now we have these other folders, map, server. So we want server. So we're going to cd into server. Do ls again, and now you can see we have the admin list, blacklist, commands.dat, and the whitelist. So we want commands.dat. So we're going to do nano commands.dat. And then hit enter. And this is where you set up like a server config, like the name of the server, owner, max players, stuff like that. So for example, for the server name, we'll just do name. We're going to do Lucian server, name yours whatever you want. And we'll do perspective. Both. You can do first or third. If you want it to be PV, you just type in PV. I'm not going to have that. We'll just do default PvP. We'll do map, we'll do PEI. Our game port, if we want to change it, default is 27015. If you want to change it, you can define it here and change the port. If you want a welcome message, you can do welcome, and then welcome to my server. Right? And once you get done setting up whatever settings you're going to want, you're going to hit Control X, then Y, and then enter. And that saves your config file. So we clear that out. So now what we need to do is set up the UFW, our firewall. In Linux, by default, the firewall is disabled. So you can open up the ports in your router from this point and then not worry about any ports on the server. However, if you want the server to be more secured, go ahead and enable the firewall. Before we enable the firewall, I'm going to do sudo ufw allow 22 and then hit enter. And type my sudo password. So 22 allows me to SSH into the server. I need that open. If you're going to have UFW, if you're running your own Linux box and you want to SSH into it remotely with the firewall up, you need to allow this port. If you're renting a server from somewhere, in order for you to even SSH into it, it's going to already be open, so you don't need to worry about that. Now what we need to do is sudo ufw enable, hit enter, and yes. All right, now our firewall is enabled. All right, so now we need to open up the two game ports, 27015 and 27016 TCP and UDP. So in order to do that, we'll do sudo ufw allow 27015 and 27016 /TCP. Hit enter. Then we'll hit the up arrow to do the command again. Backspace and do UDP this time and hit enter. Now if we do sudo ufw status here, you can see all the ports that we currently have opened. So we can clear all this out again. Now we need to go back to our main directory by cd --, and I'm going to cd back into our server folder. I'm sorry, it's unturned. So now I'm going to screen -S, and we'll call it whatever you want. I'm going to call mine server, hit enter, and then we're going to run the server by /server helper.sh, and that's all we need to do for Unturned on Linux. Once the server boots up, you can go and open the game and connect to it like you would connect to any other server. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more tutorials and updates, and I'll see you guys in the next one.